Hi, welcome back to the Shred Shed. We're going to cover a bit of housekeeping today. If you didn't watch the last video, I explained why we've been gone for so long. If this is your first time here, I'm Calvin and we make mountain bike and mountain bike related videos. For the rest of you returning viewers, I do need you to hit subscribe. Literally less than 6% of you that watch these videos are subscribed and we need to change that. There, that's my sales pitch. Speaking of subscribers, we recently surpassed 4,000 on the channel and thought we were due for some catching up. A one-on-one, a channel update if you will. Anyway, wanted to go over some cool things that happened over the last several months, what to look for in the near future, and what's to come until we do another one of these things down the road. We started the Shred Shed in a little shed at a tiny house that we rented a few years back. Since then, we've moved and bought a place of our own. The new shed is big enough to hold a few vehicles, some might call it a garage, and it sits on a bit of property where we might explore the idea of building some trails in the near future. Shortly after moving in, our daughter Quinley was born. She's well on her way to towing us into some downhill laps one day. But for now, she's stuck in the burley on the back of our gravel bikes. Oh yeah, we got some gravel bikes. One of the last videos I posted seemingly forever ago was a first impressions or bike check on my Poseidon X gravel bike. I loved it so much that I immediately bought Rachel one. I still owe you a full review on these bikes, so that's something to be on the lookout for in upcoming videos. Being parents of a 1-year-old, family trips in the single track were a bit out of reach for a while, so we picked up a burley to drag Quinley around for some gravel grinds and ice cream trips. We did manage to sneak away for a bit over the summer and get in some quality time with our enduro bikes in Bentonville. So that's also on the upcoming video list. We rode for like a week straight in Bentonville and explored so much of what the Oz Trail Network has to offer. We took this trip with our usual bike trip buddies who you've seen on the channel before, and we have an enormous amount of footage to share. I still haven't filtered through it all, but that's high on my priority list. Speaking of trips, in 2019, we started planning a trip to Whistler with the bike trip buddies, but was eventually canceled because of COVID. We opted not to reschedule because we wanted to start a family and buy a house. Well, both of those boxes have been checked and the borders are back open. We just booked a trip to Whistler for midsummer and are absolutely stoked to get back to British Columbia. Rachel and I got a taste of Whistler on one of our stops on our honeymoon, but this time around we'll get to spend 11 days exploring Whistler, Squamish, and the surrounding areas with some family. We will absolutely bring you along for the ride and can't wait to share the experience with you all. Other housekeeping items. When we bought our house, the garage was and still is partially finished. There's OSB on most of the walls, but missing in others. Also, there's insulation hanging all over the place. I'm not at all complaining. I'm very thankful that I'm standing in a heated garage. But dang, this place is ugly. We'll spruce this place up a bit in the future, and I've already began on coming up with plans on how we'll set the place up. I'll likely only designate about 1/3 of the garage to the bike cave and studio space, as I need the rest of the garage to work on larger projects, vehicles, and things like that. As for now, I've moved the bikes to their current resting place, but hoping to outgrow that space by next year and need a bigger section of wall to store the bikes. That's it for today. Next series of videos will likely be Bentonville content from our trip this past summer, along with a gravel bike review mixed in. If you made it this far in the video, I'd like to thank you by having a chance to confuse the rest of the commenters. Start your comment with your favorite weeknight meal. Those who didn't make it through the whole video will have no idea what's going on. I'll know you made it through the whole video, and I'll have some inspiration on what to add to our grocery list next week. Until next time.